We have some breaking Denver Broncos quarterback news. Hello everyone and welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate, part of the Sports Syndicate family of channels where we are dedicated to bringing you content about our favorite sports teams. I am your host, Gage Madrid. So we just got hit with a Shefty bomb this morning. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, while Russell Wilson wanted to play despite a hamstring injury and did everything he could to play, the Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett will hold back the 9-time Pro Bowl quarterback versus the Jets to allow him to heal and prevent a lingering injury per sources. Brett Rypien gets the start. Things were kind of trending that way pretty much all week. Russell Wilson has been banged up with both a shoulder injury that he suffered in the Week 4 loss to the Raiders and a hamstring injury that he suffered in the fourth quarter in last week's loss to the Chargers. Per reports, the injury that's keeping Russ out for Sunday is the hamstring, not the shoulder, although you definitely have seen the shoulder injury affect him, especially with overall accuracy. You really saw it in the Colts game, but it did show up some in the Chargers game as well. At first, there was some fear that Russell Wilson's hamstring injury could be serious. Although an MRI revealed that the injury wasn't as serious as initially feared, it's still going to keep him out this week and potentially next week as we go to London to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Things had been trending towards Brett Rypien getting the start all week in practice, as Russell Wilson had been limited and he couldn't really do much in terms of mobility. He would basically be a sitting duck in the pocket if he had played in this game, and his mobility has already been a bit of a concern this season. He hasn't really shown as much of it as in previous seasons, so you don't want Russell Wilson, who's already struggled to move around, to have to now deal with a hamstring injury. Russell's shown that he's not really capable of hanging in the pocket very much and delivering the ball on time and in structure, so if he can't use his legs, then playing him is essentially a moot point. This is going to be Rypien's second career start, and ironically enough, his second career start against the New York Jets. As Broncos country will probably remember, Brett Rypien made his first career start on the road against the New York Jets in 2020 in place of an injured Drew Lock. Rypien led the Broncos to their first victory of the 2020 season, downing the Jets 37-28. Now in the game, although Rypien did throw for 242 yards and 2 touchdowns, he also threw 3 pretty bad interceptions. Broncos country will remember some of the big throws that Rypien made, including the deep throw to Jerry Jeudy, which honestly should have been an interception had Pierre Desir not forgotten how to play basic coverage technique. But I digress. Rypien was still able to lead the Broncos to a victory there. In training camp, Rypien honestly looked like his passing mechanics have gotten better. He was more accurate with the football, which has been his struggles. He's definitely not been someone who's had a lot of arm talent, but he's been a good decision maker and will generally put the ball where it's supposed to be. I'm curious to see if this Broncos offense is going to be able to operate a little bit better in structure with Brett Rypien, because he's someone who operates best in structure as opposed to Russell Wilson, who makes his best plays obviously when he's ad-libbing, and to this point he's really struggled in structure in this offense. I'm curious, Broncos country, how do you feel about Nathaniel Hackett's decision to sit Russell Wilson in this game? Also, how do you think Brett Rypien's going to fare? Drop a stat line down below. I would love to hear from you. Overall, I think this is the right move. With the way the defense is playing, I just feel that the team has a better chance to win with a healthy Brett Rypien as opposed to a not healthy and absolutely beat to hell Russell Wilson. Although the Jets and the Jaguars are not going to be easy games, especially the Jets, who got a big victory up in Green Bay last week, if Brett Rypien can glide us to victory over those two teams, then we will have our bye week following the London game, and then after that we can potentially get Russell Wilson back healthy, and we can have some momentum heading into the back half of the season. Given the way our season has started, I don't know if it's going to be enough for a playoff push, but if we can get some good momentum from our offense heading into 2023, I think that would be ideal. In the 2023 offseason, if we can beef up our offensive line and maybe add another receiving weapon or two for Russell Wilson, then I really feel that this team could turn things around and be a playoff team next year. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for even more Broncos coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.